Hi students, in this video I'll be going through the 2013 O-Level Paper 1 question 10. Right, so this question is regarding coordinate geometry. Right, so the diagram shows the line L1 and L2 and they intersect at point A. So the line L1 has equation 4y plus x equals to 48 and L2 has the equation 3y equals to 4x minus 40. Okay, the point M is the midpoint of OA. So since M is the midpoint of OA, okay, it's good that we can do some marking. So I'm going to draw these two lines here to show that OM and MA are the same line. Okay, so it's good to mark out on your diagram as you read the question, so that later on when you need to use the info, one look at the diagram and you have the info at hand. Okay, so you don't have to keep rereading the question. Okay, the line L1 intersects the y-axis at B, and the line L2 intersects the x-axis at C, alright? Okay, so they want you to show that angle OMC, so angle OMC is over here, okay, is 90 degrees. Okay, so we need to rely on the concept that we learned in coordinate geometry. Okay, if OMC is 90 degrees, then we can say that the line OA and MC are perpendicular. And what is the concept that we learned regarding perpendicular lines? Okay, so if two lines are perpendicular, then when you multiply their gradients, right? So in this case, the gradient of OA and the gradient of MC, you should get -1, okay? Okay, but in order to find the gradients of OA and MC, we need to know the coordinates of the points A, M, and C. Okay, so far we only know the coordinate of one point, which is this origin over here, because origin is always 0, 0. Okay, all the other points we don't know. So our immediate aim for this question is to go and find the coordinates of all the other points A, M, and C lah. Okay. Okay, so A is the intersection point of L1 and L2. So the moment you hear intersection point, you should be thinking about simultaneous equation. Okay, so that's what we are going to do to find the coordinates of A. Okay, so we're going to solve simultaneous. Okay, so L1 is 4y plus x equals to 48. Okay, so I'm going to make x the subject and then call this equation 1, right? Then L2 is 3y equals to 4x minus 40. Okay, I'm going to call this equation 2 and then we're going to substitute 1 into 2, right? Okay, so let's substitute 1 into 2. So we're going to get 3y equals to 4. 48 minus 4y minus 40. So 3y, okay, for 4 times 48 is 192. Okay, bring the 16y over 19y. 192 minus 40 is 152. So y will be 152 over 19. So y will be 8. Okay, then we're going to substitute the y equals 8 into equation 1. Okay, so substitute y equals 8 into equation 1. Okay, so that will give us x equals to 48 minus 4 times 8. So that will give us y equals to 48 minus 32, 16. Right, so we know the coordinates of A already. Okay, so A will be 16 and 8. Okay, so once you find the coordinate now, it'll be good if you can write it down over here. So 16, 8. Right, so since we know the coordinates of A, we can find the coordinates of M quite easily because M is the midpoint of OA. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to continue my working over here. Okay, so refer to the diagram on your worksheet. Okay, so M will be the midpoint of OA. So you know that to find the midpoint, you just add the coordinates, x coordinate of the two M points and divide by 2. Okay, so in this case, x coordinate of the origin is O, x coordinate of A is 16, so 0 plus 16, then the y coordinate 0 plus 8 over 2. Okay, so that will give you coordinates of M is 8, 4. Okay, so we know M also, M is 8, 4. Okay, so now we just need to find the coordinates of C. Okay, so C lies on the line L2. And actually we know one of the coordinate of C, because any point on the x-axis, the y will be 0. Okay, so we're going to sub y equals to 0 into the equation of L2, and then we find the x, and that will give us the x coordinate of C. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So at C, y will be 0. Okay, so substitute y equals to 0 into equation 2. Okay, so 3 times 0, okay, equals to 4x minus 40. Okay, so you must definitely use L2 because C lies on L2, not L1. Okay, so from here you can get x equals to 10. Okay, so C is actually coordinates of C is 10, 0. Okay, so since we know all the coordinates of the point already, so we can find the gradient of MC as well as the gradient of OA, and we multiply them together, we hope to get -1. Okay, so let's do that. So over here, so gradient of OM, okay, you can either use OM or OA lah, okay, because OM and A lie on the same straight line. So MC. Okay, so the formula for gradient of a line is y2 minus y1 over 2 minus x1. Okay, so for OA, we're going to, gradient of OA, we're going to use coordinates of A and O lah. Okay, so 8 minus 0 over 16 minus 0. Okay, so 8 minus 0 over 16 minus 0 times gradient of MC. So 4 minus 0 over 8 minus 10. Okay, so 4 minus 0 over 8 minus 10. Okay, so here we will get half. Over here we will get 4 over -2. So that will give you -2. Okay, so indeed half times -2 is -1. Okay, so we can say that since the gradient of OA times gradient of MC equals to -1, OA is perpendicular to MC, and angle OMC equals to 90 degrees. Okay, so just like this we can show. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to part 2. Okay, so part 2, find the ratio of the area of triangle OAB to the area of triangle OAC. Okay, so let's print the diagram with the coordinates first. So 16, 8 is here. Over here, C is 10, 0. Okay, for this particular question, we don't need the coordinates of M. Okay, so actually, you may think that you want to use the bootlace method to find the area, but actually, no need. Okay, so to find the area of a triangle, let's say OAB, okay, if we take this to be the base, right? Okay, then the height will be over here, the perpendicular height. Okay, if we draw a straight line here, okay, the perpendicular height will be here. And we know this height already because from the distance of this height, actually the x coordinate of A, which is actually equals to 16. Okay, the height is equal to 16. Okay, so if we can find the base length, then we just use half times base times height, we can get the answer already. Okay, so the base actually, if we can find the coordinates of B, then we actually know the base length. Okay, and coordinates of B is actually quite easy to find because B is on the y-axis, so we know the x coordinate is actually 0. So we sub 0 into L1. B lies on L1. X, okay, we sub 0 into the x of L1. Then we find the y, and we'll be able to get the y coordinate of B. Okay, so let's do that now at B. Okay, x equals to 0. So substitute x equals to 0 into equation 1. Okay, so this is actually equation 1. Equation 1 is actually over here on top. Okay, this one, x equal to 48 minus 4y. Okay, okay. So we'll get okay, so maybe we just put this as 1 now. Okay, so 4y plus 0 equals to 48. So y will be equal to 12. Okay, so the coordinates of B is 0, 12. Okay, so we have no problem finding the area of OAB. Okay, the same thing goes for OAC. Okay, OAC, if we can take OC to be the base. Okay, so this will be the base. And the baseline is actually just the x-coordinate of C, right? Correct? So the base is actually 10. Then the height will be from here to here, like that. Okay, the height will be here. And this height is actually just the y-coordinate of point A, which is actually 8. So we can actually just use half times base times height to find the area of triangle OAC. So no need to use the Bootle's method. Okay, so let's do the working over here. So area of triangle OAB is to area of triangle OAC. Okay, so area of triangle OAB half times base. So the base is 12 times the height is 16. Okay, so the base over here is 12. The y-coordinate of point B is to half times 10 times 8. Okay, so from here you get 192 is to 80, and then you will be able to get the answer 12 is to 5. Alright, so no need to use the Bootle's method for this question. If you're able to use half times base times height, then go for it. Okay, so in this question, since we know the coordinates of a lot of points, in fact, we could find the coordinates of every single point, then it's easy to use half times base times height. Right? Okay, so this is the answer for solution for this particular question.